Are you wanting to become a YouTuber for fun or for profit? Then check out the amazing Blue Yeti microphone today. Affiliate link in the video description. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and I want to apologize for taking a couple days off. Just wasn't feeling lots of movie news. But today we got a bit of an update from Ivan Reitman concerning the future of Ghostbusters, or at least what he would like to do with the franchise now that he basically is Commander-in-Chief of Ghost Corps. Now, I've talked a lot about Ghostbusters on this channel and a lot on my main channel, mostly when it has to do with the way that the studio handled the marketing of the film and the doubling down on identity politics, and then the doubling down on identity politics again when it came to the response to the film itself from the general audience. But it's been almost a year. It's been almost a year since the release of the movie. I'd like to feel that we should be at a point where we can move on to something greater. And the only thing right now that we know of is that there's going to be the animated film coming, I believe, 2019, although at this rate, I probably wouldn't be surprised if that was canceled. But Ivan Reitman, speaking with Super News Live, did talk about what he would like to do with the franchise going forward now that he's got it under his wing again. And what he says is some interesting stuff. He actually says here, what we've been doing a lot is thinking about the franchise rights for Ghostbusters. Because Ghostbusters, that idea doesn't just have to take place in New York. It can happen all over the world. I think it would be really cool to see Korean ghosts or Chinese ghosts. All of those traditions in the world have all of these tales and things those people are afraid of. To have it sort of a local group of Ghostbusters that tie in with the head office in New York would be fun. Okay, it's not a bad idea. It's actually one that's kind of been talked about before. I do believe Aykroyd brought that up a couple times. There's even a feature-length fan-made Ghostbusters film. It's like The Return of Ghostbusters or something like that. And it's like Egon's nephew opened up like a franchise in Salt Lake City or something. It's not the best movie in the planet, but I think you could probably find it on YouTube. But I mean, something like that was a cool concept, especially when given the fact that, yeah, ghosts would not just be relegated to New York City and it could franchise out. But the other thing here to remember is that Ghostbusters as a whole was very much like like a standard workplace comedy that wasn't treated as a comedy, but just kind of a straightforward movie. It was played straight. And that really made it work in terms of the humor and of the characters and of the story and what we've known and loved for the last 33 years, because yesterday was the 33rd anniversary of its release. And I feel really old now. I'm 35. That movie came out when I was 2, and it's still to this day one of my all-time favorites. But I get what Ivan Reitman's going for, but at the same time, like Chinese ghosts, the sticky thing about that is the fact that if he does go for Chinese ghosts, the movie can't play in China. It can't. It just simply cannot play in China. And the reason being is because you can't do ghost in movies in China at all, period. I mean, shit, even in Alien Covenant, the xenomorph was cut out for its Chinese release, which really makes me wonder what they replaced it with. And I'm also going to be looking for the international cut of that film because it might actually come out eventually. But the point is, it's, I get what Ivan Reitman's trying to say. Personally, if I'm going to throw it out there, just a pitch, Banshees. Go to fucking, go to Ireland or go to Scotland. Deal with that. They got some interesting shit over there. Stuff that would be very cool and Celtic, right? Imagine them, doing the final battle at Stonehenge, closing a portal to another dimension via Stonehenge, uncovering I don't even know. That could be going a little bit too far. It is. It might be going a little bit too far. It's cool to think about, but, in practice, would it actually work? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They rebooted the movie, and the movie was bad. Not even subjectively bad. It was objectively bad. It was just a bad movie. But Reitman does go on to say here, we're doing a lot of work about what we want to do next with Ghostbusters. I think one thing that fans have clearly wanted, and so did I, that somehow we would tie the worlds together. I think it was a little bit awkward that it wasn't connected, and we certainly heard a lot from everybody out there. I would definitely want to connect all of that. Let me stop you right there, Ivan. Don't fucking do it. The reboot is already tainted to the point of where it's, well, for lack of a better term, cancer. It's cancer. The movie shouldn't tie in. And if it does tie in, if you figure out a way to tie in, you're probably going to end up pulling from the comic book that came out a couple months ago, where they actually found a way to bring the worlds together, right? Through an open portal, multiple dimensions, shit like that. That's basically what you're going to have to do. And fans aren't necessarily going to want to be on board with that. And I get it. Now, the article that I'm reading from here, basically, the author here, Ben Pearson, is just like, I want to see more from the new cast. And why does Dan Aykroyd want to keep getting involved? For one, you dumbass, Aykroyd wrote the damn thing, or it was his idea. So, of course, he wants to be involved. Yeah, he may have sold off the rights, but he still wants to be a key player in his franchise. The reboot of the movie was made to exclude Ivan Reitman. You can go back and look through the WikiLeaks of Sony's emails, and you can see that Amy Pascal positioned Ivan Reitman over here so she could meet up with Paul Feig over here, and then completely go against what Reitman and Aykroyd wanted for a third film in order to reboot it, but yet still shoehorn every piece of nostalgia they can think of. You know, the analogy I like to use is that they reached square up their ass, pulled out nostalgia, and then shoved it down our throats. And look, you never go ass to mouth, especially when it comes to nostalgia, and especially how they pulled that off in Ghostbusters. It wasn't good how they did it. Had the movie been treated straight, had the movie been treated without the constant references, the constant callbacks, everything else, it might have been a little bit better. It also should not have been called Ghostbusters, but that's an argument for another day. What we need here is the original architect of the franchise. And yes, I understand that Harold Ramis was very much involved in that as well, and his untimely death is super unfortunate and everything else. But I think Aykroyd and Reitman can craft together a proper story to go forward. Sony knows that the franchise is viable. They know that there is demand for more. But where they need to put their energy, where they need to put everything, is square in the original characters running Ghostbusters International, and then the new team from there, and then maybe, just maybe, find a way to open up a portal to another dimension that happens to be this reality of 2017, where the reboot of Ghostbusters happened in that world, and then they pulled in Holtzman, and that's it. Fuck the rest of them, you know. It just pull in Holtzman. I can handle that. Be good. If you want my honest opinion, scrap everything about the reboot. Don't ever bring it up again. Move it forward. You know, have Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd be running the show. Venkman can kind of come in and out. Bring in, you know, Sigourney Weaver, and just do that, and then tell a new story with a new cast of characters. Have it be a diverse cast of not only, you know, like white people and like 3 white people and 1 black person, but like, you know, Asian, Latino, whatever, men, women, big, small. Just have a good, solid cast of well-written characters and tell us a story. But at the same time, with all the remakes and reboots and reimaginings we're seeing these days, part of me doesn't want it to go forward. You tried, it didn't work. We have the first 2 movies. Those aren't going anywhere. And I'm okay with an animated, because it might take it in a different direction. But maybe if you can't get it right, at least in your eyes, don't try to force it, because we saw what Paul Feig did, and it failed, and it was miserable. And here it is a year later, and we're still bickering over it, which just goes to show you how poorly handled the entire thing was. But at this point, I am wanting to know more, and I'm hoping that at Comic-Con next month, maybe there will be something. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think there's a way to conceivably fix the franchise? Do you think there's a way to keep it going that it combines both worlds? Do you think they're just going to rip off the plotline for the comic book? Do you think it should just kind of stay where it's at? Love the first 2 movies. Don't need anything else. These are things I'm curious about. Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. If you guys want to support the channel, comment, subscribe, thumbs it up, get your friends in on the conversation by sharing this video around on Facebook or Twitter. Follow me. And also, you know, support it financially. Patreon, PayPal, Amazon affiliate, like the front ad on the video, really does help out. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Peace out.